What do you know? What do you say, That Park Place? Welcome to another episode of That Park Place Midday Magic, if that's what we're calling it. Or Monday Magic. That Park Place Monday Magic, maybe. Maybe that's what this show is called. I don't know. I'm not usually on this show. I'm Marvin the Movie Monster Montanero, ladies and gentlemen, the editor-in-chief of a little website called thatparkplace.com. Filling in today for WW Pro, who is on the road, or in the air, or on the sea, or however he's going to be traveling back to somewhere sunny USA from the sun of Orlando, Florida, where we were all at MegaCon this last weekend. Well, it was quite the convention. It was quite the experience. We got to meet a bunch of you guys out there. Lauren and I met people at the convention, and then you guys, a lot of you out there are questioning whether WW Pro is a real person in the chat. A lot of people learned that firsthand at the Geeks and Gamers event when WW Pro appeared live and in person for the first time ever. So that was pretty cool. But here joining me today, the one and only Mr. Jonas J. Campbell.
I'm MegaCon looks like it was a fantastic time, and
I know, wish you were there.
I see Andy Masterson's out there. I heard he was at MegaCon.
He was there, and it's good. So he had his latest creation with him, and when I saw it, I was less than enthusiastic about it. So but
was it an unflattering depiction of you or something?
It was not. No, it was not me in any way, shape, or form. It was actually quite the opposite of me. It was a let's just say a character from our sphere that I'm kind of famously not a fan of.
Oh, that guy.
He did a wonderful job on it, I will say, though, because Andy Masterson does amazing work. He does. He's truly wonderful. I was glad to see Andy and so many other people. Like, everybody was at MegaCon except for you, Jonas. We all missed you.
Well, yeah, I'm just over here stewing in my own FOMO. So, I wish I could have been there. There was a lot going on. There was a family obligation that I was a part of. And it was good to be. I mean, I can't say exactly what was going on. It was a good thing, but it was difficult to be away from all of the fun and festivities. And every time I saw a tagged photo, it was just, it's a complicated emotion, wanting to be there and also being at something that I needed and wanted to be at as well.
Yeah, of course. But, I get it. But Aubrey Crown saying, meeting Pro took me by surprise. Not what I expected. I got to meet Aubrey Crown as well, which was a huge thrill for me because he has just been an incredible supporter from way back. He did get to meet Pro, and I guarantee you a lot of you, when you meet him in person, because I'm assuming he's going to keep doing these, in-person meet and greets, are going.
Oh, there's something in the works already. Yeah, there's
I think everybody like thinks he's going to be Rush Limbaugh.
Oh, no, he's in much better shape than Rush Limbaugh ever was in his entire life.
Yes. So. Also joining us today, guys, is Magically MJ.
Hi, guys. Morning.
Hey, MJ.
What's
up? How you doing, MJ?
I'm doing great, thanks. It's beautiful weather. I can't. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. This is all mine. I just always have a hat on.
For the combo. I thought you were thanking Jonas for the weather. I was like, I don't think he had anything to do with that. I mean,
no. I'm
it's gorgeous weather over here, though. Seriously, South Florida. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful weather. Can't complain.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
When I was in high school, I asked a girl if that was her hair, and she said, "Yeah, it's my hair. I paid for it."
That's terrible. Hey, but nowadays you never know. But that's why I always say this is mine.
Weather was beautiful yesterday here in Orlando when I was at Epic Universe with Pro and Lorne. And Gary Ambrosia. We had a phenomenal time.
How was the spring break crowds? Was it really crazy?
It was pretty crazy.
Okay.
It was pretty crazy, but it was manageable.
Yeah.
I hear that they're not going to do MegaCon at spring break next year, so that's good.
No, they're doing it at a much more manageable time, like Memorial Day.
Yikes.
It's gonna be right around Memorial Day weekend. So, but I don't think it's on Memorial Day.
I remember last year, me and Pro were like, we'll do a rickshaw. He charged us the same price for it being two people. I'm like, dude, first of all, this is an electric rickshaw. That's illegal, by the way, according to the rules.
An electric rickshaw is just a road vehicle.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, I'm just gonna say that ride ended up costing 3 figures.
Jeez.
Good
yeah,
Lord.
Watch out for that.
Watch out for them rickshaws, guys.
Hmm.
So we have got a we've got to talk about what our wonderful people are saying out there in the chat. So you and Cumia for 199, Power to the 199 says Pro looks younger than I thought he would. You and Cumia, what did you see a photo or something like that? Because I don't think you were at MegaCon. So
were you there, Ewan?
Not sure if he was there. If he was there, I figured he would have met me. Like, it's one of my mods. So,
well, maybe he's
maybe
he was being careful.
Packing protons for $2. Marvin would love $500 to watch Bluey season 1. Not on this show, he wouldn't. You can show up to my show to give me $500 to watch Bluey season 1, and I'll do it. If you give the money to Pro, I'm not doing it. So
that's a
Thursday nights at 8 o'clock. Packing protons. That's where you could send that money.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Go ahead with this. I'll tag it for you.
Just a Dutchie, member for 7 months, says Dolly Parton's Jolene parody. Caffeine, 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 caffeine. I'm begging you, don't leave me drained again. Caffeine, 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 caffeine. Keep me wired. I need you to kick in.
Marvin's got some vocals.
Look at that.
That's really, really good.
Oh, it used to kind of be my thing. Packing Protons for 5 says there is no Pro. Pro is the journey we took together. It's possible. Oh, you and Kiwi says live stream from Geeks. Yes, Pro did appear on the Geeks and Gamers live stream. So did I. So did Lauren. But yeah, that he did show up on that G&G live stream. So a lot of people saw what he looked like.
Yep. Yeah. I understand that he might have appeared in a video or two.
Did he?
Well, it's the rumor. Ha! There's a one that's spot on the money. Theater kids for life.
Yeah,
that's right.
Oh my goodness. I'm all for caffeine, but this is not a caffeine drink. If that was what she was referencing for what I was having, this is a protein drink. Actually,
what is it with them putting protein in everything now?
Everything.
Because protein is life, Jonas.
It is life, but like
literally, it was once alive. So I mean,
protein, obviously, it's like saying that they put carbs in it. Okay, the carbs of what? The protein of what? What protein are they putting into these drinks? Are they putting plant protein? Because that creates other issues.
Let me tell you in a sec. Hold on, it's
Yeah, I just feel like every drink has protein. You're not lying, Jonas.
Look at the old man move you just made right there.
I know.
That's me every day. I'm like, hold on, kids.
Water,
let me read this for you.
Yeah.
It's whey
and the
protein.
kids bring me stuff.
Oh, okay. So they're putting.
But it doesn't taste like a whey protein drink.
There's protein Doritos. I'm sorry, I'm already doing the Jonas and Marv thing where I just start talking about snack foods. And
oh, you mean these?
No, Doritos is literally doing protein Doritos as if the Disney magic that is Doritos needs protein.
Or these protein Pop-Tarts.
Wow.
I don't get it. Is this so? What is the point here? Are they trying to trigger a hormone response so you actually stop eating it at some point?
I think it's a response to a lot of YouTubers, fitness YouTubers, have gone viral because they are teaching you how to make low-fat, high-protein versions of your favorite foods.
Okay.
So like they'll be like, oh, well, you can make a Wendy's Baconator using turkey bacon and 93.7 ground beef.
Maybe this is the ADHD, but if I'm eating a food, I have that. I don't want to compare myself to Steve Jobs, but Steve Jobs was famous for being like, I'm only going to eat apples for a month or something insane like that. I'll go into a McDonald's and just order 4 beef patties right now. Like it's 1,000 calories of pure beef and a little salt and pepper, and that's it. So I don't get the adding protein to the sweet foods because that'll just make you want the sweet foods more.
I don't know. So this is the first time I'm trying this protein beverage, and I bought like a 12-pack of it, so I better like it. It's not bad. It's definitely not a hydrating drink. I'll tell you that much.
I think the snacks that he has are good for like travel or even to the like theme parks, like keep it in your backpack or something. I don't know.
No, this is like drinking seawater in that it is actively dehydrating me, I think.
Oh Lord.
I bet Pro is tuning in right now being like, why are they not talking about theme parks?
Yeah, you know what we should talk about? We should talk about one of our stories first, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I should probably have one of those queued up.
It's Monday.
Ba, 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 ding.
Yeah, and you know what? Since Pro's not here, I will have to play one of these.
I don't think I've ever heard Jonas hit those high notes in my life.
Yeah, it's. I used to have a falsetto that disappeared somewhere around my 20s.
Okay.
Here we go.
I've always had. Well, it's Monday. We're back again.
Sorry, Jonas, I cut you off.
That's all right.
It is like pros here.
He does do that.
All right. Let you know what? We can't really even play this one anymore because I could barely make sense anymore.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come
Josh,
up with
what are you
different ones.
thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna
love
have
that
to
guy.
get Tyler to re-record that and say, Josh, what are you thinking?
Yep.
I bet you he'd do it if I asked him.
We could change it to Josh. Will you please say something?
All right. Without any further ado, guys, let's get into our launch story of the day. We'll take your super chats afterwards. But right now, we've got to shine a light on Disney doing something right and for the fans. In a rare moment of crowd pleasing, Disney has repainted Cinderella Castle. Gone are the pinks of the 50th anniversary, and back is the original gray and blue. How does it look? Well, let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Guys, this is exciting. They have actually listened to the people. Now, one might assume this was always going to be the case anyway, but the castle is back. Major change to iconic Disney World attraction appears to be near completion, and theme park visitors have thoughts. So let's have a look here. A major change to one of Walt Disney World's most iconic attractions appears to be nearing completion, Cinderella Castle. In Orlando has already heavily features its new color palette. Well, new color palette is kind of subjective there. It's the old palette.
It is. So here's the phrasing from Disney was like, brand new innovative shades of grays and silvers. Like,
yes.
No, this is actively, you're making it look like it used to look, because everyone, there were a few people. Okay. Whenever I say everyone, just like when we say the park is empty, everyone, well, you were there to take the picture, so it wasn't empty. This is the exact same thing that it used to be. And everyone generally hated the pink version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I understood the pink version because it kind of matched everything they were doing for the 50th, and I was there for the 25th, so I saw the castle as a giant pink birthday cake. So I feel like if they hadn't changed the castle at all for the 50th, I would have been a little disappointed because, but the problem is they left it in place for another several years. Which,
yeah, the same here.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like it should have been changed back immediately once the 50th was over. But with things like this, it's kind of a new Coke situation, I think, where you change something knowing you will eventually change it back. And when you change it back, you can then market it as the return to form.
Well, yeah, there's that. And you remember that sorcerer's hat that used to be at Disney MGM back in the day. And that sorcerer's hat was a temporary construction that just stayed there forever.
I am in the minority on the sorcerer's hat because I liked it.
I love it. I really loved it. I'm right with you, Marvin. A lot of people did not like it. I loved it.
Sorcerer Mickey is my favorite Mickey, so I was always a big fan of the sorcerer.
Well, these things like the arm that was on Spaceship Earth, and I didn't actually mind the 25th anniversary cake at the time. I was not getting married at the park, so I didn't care about it, quote unquote, ruining the photos. I was also a local, so didn't mind that at all. I do understand that a lot of people did mind that. So I don't mind a temporary change.
That was their first ever trip and only trip.
There you go. Yeah, those people would be disappointed. The issue comes, of course, on any opinion in theme parks. Somebody takes it too far and says, well, you only hate this because, and then implants some other reason on top of it, like we're all in a relationship or something.
I know.
I always think about the first timers, though. I'm like, how would this fly if you're coming here for the first time ever in your life and you might not come back ever again?
Not nearly as bad as the people who the only day they ever went was the day that they covered the castle in toilet paper and graffitied Stitch's King on the side of it.
Isn't that oh my gosh, that's
awesome.
Gotta be something. That's gotta be awful.
I would love to. I wish I could have been there that day.
But Jonas, the castle is back. Got to bring it back. The castle is back. That's the new tune to get people away from the other tune that they sing.
The magic is back. Well, not the magic, but the castle is back.
Yeah.
So, people were thrilled, and they said, "Wow, our trip is 2 weeks from today, and I had already accepted the castle would not be done by then. What a nice surprise!" It says this was inspired by the 1950s animated film Cinderella, Cinderella Castle. It's also the centerpiece of Tokyo Disneyland at the Tokyo Disney Resort and other castles at Disney theme parks across the globe, including Sleeping Beauty Castle in Disneyland in California, Le Chateau de la Belle à Bois Dormant at Disneyland Paris, and the Castle of Magical Dreams at Hong Kong Disneyland, and the Enchanted Storybook Castle at Shanghai Disneyland.
That was perfectly said.
Well, that is. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Maybe my Canadian friends are starting to rub off on me.
That was like really good French.
Le Chateau de la Bureau de Change.
I'm working on pronouncing that restaurant. Are you talking about the one in Ministry of Magic? Oh no, that's
La Café de Sirène.
Say it again. Sorry.
La Café de la Sirène.
Yeah, I'm working on that. I haven't perfected it.
Whenever I try to pronounce French words, Lou typically will message me and be like, "You did that right," or "You did that wrong," because Lou is, a man.
He always tells me I do it wrong.
Yeah, he's a man of great refinement.
Oh yeah.
Therefore knows how to speak. I don't know if he speaks French or if he just knows how to pronounce the words, but
Chez Seren is my favorite Chez away from Chez.
Yeah. But yeah, let me see if I can find on X any pictures of what the castle currently looks like. Because I mean, look,
it's fabulous.
The way Cinderella Castle looks is okay, here's one.
It's iconic.
It is 100% iconic. And let's take a look at this one right here. So in this tab, you can see, look at that.
Almost identical to the concept art, which is like the first time in forever. It looks like the concept art that was given. Oh my gosh.
And it looks like Disney World again. It doesn't look like just a bigger Sleeping Beauty castle the way it looked when they repainted it with the pink.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
This is a thing where they were listening to the fans, Jonas. They were, the fans wanted this, the pink gone, and they did it. So maybe this is a step in the right direction. I don't know.
Yeah, I there was also a niche market of people taking like the little castle dioramas that were pink and then repainting them in white and gray. So I think this is one where Disney is making the right move. They still want to pretend like they're doing a new thing, but because Disney has never made a mistake that it's aware of, other than the hiring of Bob Chapek, which Bob Chapek did exactly what they wanted him to do until he started whittling on the creative side of the company, and that's when Bob had to step in and say, no, we need to kiss all these people's butts. You can't have them not doing that. This is Disney doing the closest thing to a mea culpa as they will ever do.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. But, do you think that this is actually a response to the fans, or do you think they were always going to do this? They were always going to change this back. And so now they just get to take their bow, and maybe it might not be deserved.
I think it was on their agenda.
I think
timeline agenda. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think they would have probably kept it forever if they thought they could get away with it. I think that if that pink castle was not such a sticking point, they would have changed the color of the castle every 10 years. Like I think that would be their way of marking time at the parks and adding more reasons to go back so you can collect all the pictures of the castle.
Right.
Of course, AI is just going to do that anyways now, not to black.
Of course it will.
Well, they have a lot to think about. They get a lot of weddings. How much are the weddings in front of the castle? Like 30 grand and up. Starting there, that's like the price marking point. It's gonna be nice. You can now get your photos really photos in for proposals and everything. It's gonna be really like it should be. I think it's
pink.
A great
it's
thing.
Blue. It's pink. It's blue.
Wrong castle, Jonas. That would be Sleeping
I
Beauty.
know. But they're selling that merchandise out of Disneyland. I noticed. So
yeah. Mm-hmm. It's nice. It's gorgeous. It's nice to see her back in her original form. Hail to Walt. He'll be so happy looking down.
Or at least Roy. at the very
Yeah, well, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
because
True.
Roy was the one who was involved in designing this one. So,
Very true.
yeah, I look, and I'm sure fans everywhere are happy. Pictures will look the same again.
Mhm.
It's a step back toward a thing that people loved, and that is a step in the right direction for this company that you know, for a
Absolutely.
long time now has been taking away things that people love. Muppet Vision 3D, The Rivers of America, Splash Mountain. So
Yeah.
yes, a step in the right direction. This is you know, not bad, Disney. I'm happy to report that not only did you do this, but you did it and made it look gorgeous. So, you know, people get on us a lot, Jonas, saying we're overly negative. We only focus on the negative. I'm telling them you did a great job on this one. I think this looks great. Phenomenal.
Absolutely. This is a good thing that they did. They just need to go more, keep going in this direction. It was the same thing that I said for Inside Out 2. They got away from some of the woke stuff, and the movie, well, Moana 2 was a step in the right direction. Zootopia 2 is a little bit farther in that same direction. They just need to keep going, keep moving forward. And maybe this company can actually be saved.
Mm-hmm.
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Wolf.
You enjoy it.
We will.
Gave you the
Okay.
final word on that one, Jonas, because I thought I can't follow that up. That
Well,
was too good.
so I what can I say except you're welcome. Speaking of which, did you see what just dropped on X?
No, I did not. Let's
The
see what-
live action Moana trailer. Do we want to
Oh
watch
my.
this?
Oh.
Do we want to watch this?
Scared. I'm scared.
Can we watch this?
If the audience is there to back us up, we could take
Can we
a
keep it
stream.
small on the screen like that?
Maybe. Let's go for it. Do
Oh, are they going to
you-
show The Rock? Because that's going to
Yes,
look terrible.
they are.
Oh my god.
Yes, they
I'm
are because the
scared.
photos have already made it online.
Show him. Show him.
Let me see.
Marvin.
The audio's not coming through for me.
Me neither.
Because you have the volume all the way down.
Do I? I do.
Ah.
Ha ha, boomer.
I know a girl from an island. She stands apart from the crowd.
What is this?
Right?
She
Don't tell
loves
me it's the
sea
same girl
and
from Little
hill
Mermaid.
people.
Oh.
Like,
Spacebar
I don't
took it
remember this
down.
song.
Oh no, this is the song that the grandmother sings. That
Oh, okay.
grandmother Tala or what is it? This is one
Yeah,
of the best
That's
moments
her
in the
name.
movie.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, she's like, I know a girl from the island.
I only saw
I
this
like
movie
her.
twice.
Oh yeah, the actress, I think her name might be Rachel Bloom. Anyways, she's great. She played Topaz in Thor Ragnarok and was hilarious. What's the word that we always call her? Starts with a B. Trash.
She makes her whole family proud.
Oh.
Why does she look like she's 12?
That's the guy from Walking Dead, isn't it?
Is it?
In Shazam, looks like they made him look a little different for this one. Yeah, she does look very young.
Moana, listen. Do you know who you are?
I mean, holy auto tune.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get somebody who can sing the part.
Yeah.
Are true?
The story has just begun. Beyond our reef, an evil darkness has found us. Moana, the ocean chose you. Find Maui, restore the heart of Te Fiti, and save us all.
Oh,
Yo.
no!
Yep. Yep.
Whoa, blow it up.
Oh, that looks awful.
He's got my hair.
He looks so
He
stupid.
does. He does. It's fantastic.
Oh, you
I can't.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Wow.
this
Couldn't
is
say the
this
word
is
I
like
wanted.
shot for shot so far. You know,
Oh.
these might actually literally be the spacings and the timings on all of these shots at
Jeez.
this
look
moment.
how small his head looks.
But I'm gonna tell you, this thing's gonna make $1
The
billion.
neck, though.
Oh,
The
yeah,
neck.
it will.
Look at
Yeah.
that. Look at
The
the
neck.
little
Yeah.
teeny tiny neck. I can't zoom in on it.
Isn't that
Yeah.
that is a muscle suit, right?
Yes, it is a muscle suit.
Mhm.
And
That's
I
why his
they've
head looks so small.
yeah. All right. Let's reel it back down and keep going.
Maui, demigod of the wind and sea.
Hero of men.
Huh?
So it goes like this. Maui, shapeshifter, demigod of the wind and sea.
It also doesn't
Hero
help
of
the
men.
rock's face.
What? The tattoo looks the exact same too. I mean, this is like an SNL sketch at this point.
Okay, but here's the thing. The Rock's face is the face of an old man at this point. Like his face is weathered.
Exactly.
It does not work for Maui. Who's supposed to have that youthful look in his eye.
Absolutely.
Look at him. He looks like he's in drag.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I almost want to put a hat on because we are winning right now.
Wilma the Rock Johnson.
Yeah, this is the line where the muscle suit stops right there. So oh man.
It looks like the head of a turtle poking out of a shell right now.
Mm-hmm.
And see, hero of men. Women too, men and women.
Thank you.
I mean, beat for beat.
Wait, was that in the original movie?
Hero of men and women. Yeah, he does. He does a version of that same joke, but yikes.
Okay, because that came across very well.
This is where we're gonna pause it every 5 seconds because
yep.
She calls me. I need your help.
I'm not going on a mission with some mortal.
Okay. Yeah, this is, I mean, moment for moment, beat for beat.
My island, my people won't survive if we don't make it.
Okay.
Oh, the parents look natural. I like that. The parents
Rock looks so dumb.
Demon Hey with the yellow eyes.
The ocean chose me for a reason. And it chose.
He does. He looks like Michael Bolton with black hair. Looks like Hawaiian Michael Bolton.
I can't.
And it chose you too.
Listen, Prince.
I mean, why are they doing this? This is shot for shot.
It really,
but
because I think they're trying to do How to Train Your Dragon.
Yes.
How to Train Your Dragon went shot for shot remake, and it made a lot of money.
And I will say, I was surprised at how good the How to Train Your Dragon it is the best live action remake that they've made, other than like the 90s stuff with the Jungle Book that had the Chinese guy playing the Indian guy.
But the thing with they didn't take like the dude that does the voice of Hiccup, Seth Rogen's friend, whose name I can't remember right now.
Yeah, I think his name is Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, they didn't take him and put him in the Hiccup costume because he looks
Right.
old and it doesn't look like Hiccup.
Yeah.
Like honestly, what they should have done with Maui, they should have made it Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Because that would have made sense. He's still in the Rock's family, and he doesn't look like an old man.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Roman Reigns is busy shooting Street Fighter.
Princess, if you're gonna do this, you gotta go through a whole ocean of bad.
I'm not a princess. I'm the daughter.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this is a bit that works in animation. It's weird in live action.
I'm not a princess. I'm the daughter of the chief. Leader of my
Yep.
people.
I'm not a princess.
Are you ready to be the hero?
Let's go save the world.
I got your back.
Okay, well, get rid of the stakes. Oh, it's literally just the Tafiti from the. What? I can't. It's CGI, and so they're just. Is it the same model?
It's probably the same asset.
Oh, that is unbelievable. At least in the Beauty and the Beast live action remake, they changed all the character models for all of the. So there's a Beauty and the Beast version, and there's a live action Beauty and the Beast version. With this, it looks like it is the same exact thing. They're using the same exact tattoo Maui. They're using the Eric Goldberg design. They're not changing it at all. And now the shot of Tafiti, it is literally the same thing.
What? Is there something in my teeth?
Oh well, they changed the shark head.
They did word for word. It sounds from what the trailer is showing us. It sounds like the same, like the same script from the animation.
Yeah,
film.
I'm all for them doing a shot-for-shot remake. I think that the major complaint is always the things that they change, right?
Mhm.
So try to capture the spirit by making it as authentic to the source material as possible. That's a thing that we get on them for a lot about. So it seems like in a way they are actually kind of doing what we have always said they should do in getting in sticking to the source material, respecting the source material. And I guess that's easy to do when your entire cast is already made of POCs.
Well, yes, in this particular instance, I'm surprised that they didn't figure out a way to put a black guy in there or
The Rock
or
is
woman.
half.
Yeah. Looking at this, I think the problem that they're going to have from this point forward is if you could just type it into AI, would it create something that is almost exactly the same?
Probably.
You remember, guys, when they did the teaser trailer for this, it got ratioed into oblivion.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
the dislikes were racking up rapid fire on that.
Yeah.
So let me actually see.
Yeah. While you're looking that up, I'll say this: I don't hate this trailer. There's nothing in it that is offensive to me.
No.
I'm kind of laughing at this trailer. This is not impressive to me, but this is not something that I hate. This is just, oh look, they did the thing. It's the Pinocchio on Disney Plus that's directed by Robert Zemeckis and starring Tom Hanks that I've never gotten around to seeing. Like this is not something that I look at and I go, oh, the existence of this offends me. It's just there, and it may make a lot of money.
So to me,
it's probably going to make a lot of money.
So it's not quite a question of like, you're being, you're showing fidelity to the source material, whatever. But the issue here is, why are you even doing this? This is a movie that has not even been out for. Has this movie even been out for a decade yet? At least
no, I think it was 2013.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I remember because my son was like 1. Yeah.
But like, why does everything need the live action? I don't know. It's gonna make.
That's what I keep saying. Everything is a live action remake or part 2 or part 3 or 4 or 5 or 20. It's like.
And also, this is one of the biggest movies on Disney Plus. So, sorry, Moana was actually 2016. I was wrong. This is coming up on exactly 10 years. So from Iron Man to Endgame, like that's the difference here. If they decided to remake Endgame or Iron Man,
2.3K likes to 1.6K dislikes already.
Oh, so it's about to be a decade old this year.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
2.3K likes, 1.6K dislikes.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a really tight threshold. And
they're in the danger zone on this one. By the end of the day, this might be dislike ratioed.
It could be. I really don't think it's gonna. Well, if people look at The Rock and are chuckling at it, that's going to be a different thing than like Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, whatever the order of words is on that one. People were offended at the existence of that one. This is something that I'm just going to say, my kids watch Moana as if it came out 2 days ago. By the way, they go for the first Moana as opposed to the second.
It's a rewatchable animation film on Disney Plus for sure. I don't know the numbers. Like I don't know which one. I know Bluey has more watches than anything else on Disney Plus, but Moana is a loved film by all kids, and they will watch it at any time of the day if it's on TV.
Right. Bluey might account for 1/3 of all streaming on Disney Plus. And easy. Moana, there have been moments where Moana is the top movie on Disney Plus, which isn't actually saying a lot, but for Disney Plus, it's huge. So as far as kids go, they'll go from the version that's animated to the version that's live action, and there'll be no difference between the two. So they're not going to have the fascination like in the 90s when kids, what if it was like a dark and edgy version of Power Rangers? We've seen kind of what that looks like with the Adi Shankar stuff.
Yeah.
And everyone, well, I'm not going to say what everyone thinks of it. You can think whatever you want about it. At some point that started to become dull in the senses. Now it's just, what if it was the same thing, but literally live action? And I don't think I don't know that that's going to be something that fascinates culture for very long.
I
Those likes
would say
and
culture probably hates this. You mean
yeah.
actual culture?
Yeah, Culture Casino, who's I believe he'll be arriving in a little while.
I would put actual money on culture hating this.
that's actually really funny. The likes and dislikes kind of remind me of do you guys remember, it's been a while, the live action Cinderella? Like it was loved and hated. So the likes and dislikes on this trailer kind of remind me of when that movie came out.
Yeah,
It's not really rewatchable either.
I'm in the camp of those who liked it. I think Kenneth Branagh did a good job. It was actually like they put the production value into it. Didn't care for anything that was CG, but man, Branagh does a great job with the actual physical space.
Mhm.
So, but I also understand a lot of people just like, I forgot that it existed.
Right. It's very forgettable, the live action Cinderella. So I don't know. This could be something forgettable. I think they're just doing it to see if they could to
I don't think
see
this
where
would be
the numbers
forgettable.
go.
No, this is going to make big money. It's going to make Lilo and Stitch money
Yep.
because Lilo and
agree with
Stitch
that.
was also a, authentic authentic, in appearance, at least from the trailer, not in the overall message of the movie or, what happens or who the villain is.
Right.
But like from the trailer, you were like, "Hey, this looks like it's gonna actually look like the thing," and then you got there and you realized it very much wasn't. Like it would be like if in the end of this, Moana like decides not to save her island and instead goes off on more adventures on her own.
Right. Which she kind of does, except that she does save the island at that point. I do appreciate that. Have we talked about the community note on Lilo and Stitch 2?
No,
Oh,
Oh,
man, we should
boy.
probably cover that sometime.
maybe Friday we'll cover that.
Yeah.
If
That's a
they
good idea.
nail the
Friday topic.
Tafiti like they did in the animation, if they nail that part, then I think this will get a lot of people's attention.
I don't know. I mean, look, I'll be there to see it on July 10th because I'm gonna have to review it for the websites. If I wasn't reviewing it for the websites, I'd probably wait for Disney Plus on this one. But again, I'm not the target audience. The target audience are kids who grew up with Moana and kids who currently love Moana, and that is a big demographic. I think they will succeed with this film. I think that people will go see it. I think if Lilo and Stitch made $1 billion, I think this will make $1 billion.
Mm.
But again, the point is like it's very easy for them to not change things from the source material when the movies already don't feature white people. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. No,
they don't have to change anything.
right. They have their best chance. So this is why Snow White, with whiteness literally in the title, in a Germanic fairy tale, that they were like, oh well, I forget the name of the actress that Polly from Latino Slant told us about that had actually been in consideration. She was nice and sweet and pretty, so they didn't want her for the role. And so they got Rachel Zegler, which I'm not implying that she's not those things, just not all of those things. They bring in someone to do a Greta Gerwig script, and Greta Gerwig apparently had some kind of communist theme for what fairest of all, fair meaning equity, as opposed to fair meaning fair-skinned, also
beautiful.
fair-hearted, and so everyone hated Snow White, and they tried to change Snow White into something that everyone would love. But when you take something that is tainted from the start, you're not going to be able to change it into something that works unless you do like a page one rewrite. So instead, they tried to rework that thing into something else. Now they're starting with, well, you liked Moana. Here it is, but with the faces that you probably imagined would be there, and also a few faces that you don't recognize, but are not the opposite of what you would imagine would be there.
Yeah, from what the trailer looks like, they did a good job with casting. I mean, I don't know about the Rock situation.
The Rock looks monstrous.
Just crazy.
It's going to be fun to sit. The one thing I can say in this movie, I will have fun because I will sit there and laugh at The Rock for the entire time that he's on that. And I think the world is going to laugh at The Rock, and The Rock's ego is not going to be able to take that. And then what that means is that Cody Rhodes over in the WWE is going to have a really, really bad autumn because The Rock is going to come back and ruin his life the way he always does whenever Hollywood takes a dump on him.
Poor thing.
Oh, I don't think Street Fighter is going to beat this, but not that they're coming out.
Oh,
at the same time.
if it did, The Rock would the Rock would have he would come back and literally murder Cody Rhodes on camera.
I think you're right.
Because Black Adam bombed and he came back and just ruined Cody Rhodes' life for 6 months. Like took every like storyline that he had and just blew them all up because The Rock needed his ego fed. Yep. So, you know, we shall see what this movie does both at the box office and in the never-ending battle for Dwayne Johnson's ego.
By the way, July 10th, that's when this one comes out.
Yes, it does.
And what is this gonna go head to head with? Do you guys know what's coming out July 10th? I know Super Mario's doing coming out April 1st.
Yes.
But I'm trying to think what's coming out in July that this is going head to head with.
There's an easy way to learn that. What movies are coming out on July 10th?
Yep. I'm gonna read super chats while you do that. Packing protons for $2. Marvin would love wait. You don't clear them out when you're done with them?
I do.
Let me let's see. Oh, they stayed for me. First Dragon Queen for $2. Take a weekend off and you forgot how things work.
That's right. Yep. It's 100% what happened.
He's been away from Neverland so long he's forgotten everything.
Look, you don't even understand what this weekend was like, okay? Like it was nonstop walking for 4 days.
I can imagine. Yeah.
Epsom
salt bath.
And it was like I had to act like I was 22 again.
Yeah.
Because it was getting up super early in the morning and being out and getting home at like 2 a.m. and then getting up super early the next day and doing it all over again.
Oh yeah, you feel it.
So it was like I am a 40-year-old man now. It was not easy, but it was fun. I will say, like, so we were at the Geeks and Gamers, a meetup event on Saturday night, and it's nearing midnight, and I am walking like Mick Foley, like I am practically crawling on the ground. And Lorne comes up to me and he's like, "You need to go home." He's like, "Your knees look like they don't work anymore." And I was like, "I know, but I'm having fun."
You had a con intervention.
Yes. But sorry.
No, we didn't get Bruce Newhouse for $5. President Trump should make Cinderella's Castle a national historic landmark so the colors can't be changed ever again.
Oh my. I don't think that would even want to. I don't think they would put that on his agenda.
They would try to change them, and he would say, "Wrong." Clifflicks for $5. What percentage of this movie was actually recorded indoors? Many scenes look like indoor lighting. Recorded this thing outside on a real. Record this thing on a real beach. So there are shots of The Rock outside on the beach shooting in that Maui costume. I think that it is so heavily retouched that they may as well have shot it inside. So like Project Hail Mary, which I'm 50-50 on whether or not I'm going to get to see that tonight. I think that was probably shot on the volume.
Probably.
And I think that's probably going to benefit from the way that a movie like that is set. I think this is one where they at least acknowledge they have to have sunlight in this film. Like, yes. Come on. First Dragon Queen for $2. That bodysuit is so bad. Looks like an SNL sketch to me.
It really is.
Packing protons for $2. Notice we have not had a How to Train Your Dragon 2 announcement. I think they've already started.
You know what it looks like? It looked like a really good cosplay.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if he showed up to MegaCon dressed like that, everyone would go, "Oh look, the star of Moana showed up dressed as his character. That's cute."
Yeah, but yes, we have not. I don't think we have had a How to Train Your Dragon 2 announcement yet, but it is coming.
That's good.
Yeah. Do you mean the announcement of the film happening? Yes. Yeah. Yes, they're absolutely doing that. Yes,
100%. I mean, I was in Island of Berk just yesterday at Epic Universe, and we were saying like, yeah, that movie is coming.
Yep. Clifflicks. So in 10 more years, can we expect a new Moana remake? Yes. I think they're probably going to do a sequel to Moana live action. By the
all
way,
they know how to do. Of course, they're gonna do.
By the way, our reporting here for That Park Place, I don't know if I did this on the channel or if I did this for the website, but we saw that the screenwriter for the Moana live action ended up she had said no to Moana 2, and then she said yes to the live action Moana, and they co-opted whatever she had going on there and made her a co-director of Moana 2, and also she had screenwriting credit. So I don't know what there is to write when you're doing beat for beat, but I think that this has been something where it's been all hands on deck to inject more Moana into the company.
The songs from the movie are so like memorable. If I'm driving to the store, I'll put them on and start singing because they're so nice. It's just the songs are beautiful, and I really hope that they use her voice for. I don't even know how that's going to work because the girl playing Moana is not the girl that sings it for the animation. So are they going to use the girl who sang the original songs?
I don't know. Did Ali Cravalho do the singing for Moana? I think they actually cast both parts at the same time.
Yeah, no, I believe she did do the singing.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Two Penny Puppet for 5. How to Train Your Dragon was a shot-for-shot remake, and I went back a couple of times.
Yeah,
it was great.
It was excellent.
It's a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing about I don't think Disney does we're going to hire someone different to be the singer now, because look at Frozen, Tangled, they're all singing.
Yeah.
So I don't think they do that anymore. I don't think they've done that since, the Aladdin did. I know Jason Marsden is still sore about the fact that he was not allowed to sing in the Goofy movie.
Oh.
To the point where at a convention, him and Bill Farmer actually sang Open Road together just so that he could prove that he could do it.
Oh, that's great.
I love it. I love that movie.
I was like, well, you can't replace Tevin Campbell. You can't replace Tevin Campbell.
No way.
Yeah. OG Dutchy says, never noticed how evil Jonas's laugh is.
Mm-hmm.
You never did.
It is pretty insidious.
The First Dragon Queen for 5. Psh, Marvin, I'm doing all that starting Thursday. I'm also used to being up at 3 a.m. So baby hugs for all.
Good for you, Dragon Queen. I'm glad your legs work. Mine don't.
Crazy Bear.
I have a pass full of athletic contests that have rendered my knees unusable, and I'm grossly out of shape. So
Wild and Crazy Bear for $2. Happy birthday, Marvin.
It is not my birthday in any way, shape, or form.
Happy birthday to you, Marvin.
Next month will be.
What's happening?
You would queue me up for 2. Marvin, how much did you drink on Saturday?
I had a Jack and Coke, and then I had I did a couple kamikaze shots right at the beginning of the night, and then nothing else for the rest of the night. So I was just I was a little lightheaded in the very beginning, and that allowed me to kind of relax and not be in my own head and just talk to people and have fun. And then I was perfectly fine halfway through the event, and then I was already relaxed. So it was that's my strategy, because I am very, very on top of drinking and driving stuff. I am highly opposed to any kind of drinking and driving. So I make sure if I'm at an event where I have a drink, I'm going to make sure that I am there for enough time to the point where my BAC will be down to where it has to be.
Mm-hmm.
Don't drink and drive, kids.
Yep.
That's very good advice for the kids, Marvin. That's perfect.
And I am captain designated driver. Whenever I'm going out with people and a designated driver was needed, it was always me.
That's cool.
I care more about making sure everyone gets home safe than whether or not I have alcohol, because I'm not a big drinker to begin with.
I don't drink. It dehydrates you, I should say. I had to learn how to have a little bit and then hydrate, have a little bit, hydrate, because it will dehydrate you completely.
Mm-hmm. My strategy works for me so far. WJB Daily for 5. Lion King music was great, but Lion King live action was horrible.
Yeah.
Mess.
Oh, it's awful.
Auto-tune was the worst thing that ever happened to Hollywood, because they learned that all of a sudden people didn't have to know how to sing.
Yep. And then they got these people who also couldn't act and said, can you also not sing in this production? And we'll try to cover that up too.
Yep.
Oh, isn't it alarming that Beauty and the Beast live action made more than $1 billion? WJB Daily for $2. Happy unbirthday, Marvin. A very merry unbirthday to you.
You were in my mind. I was picturing the whole Alice in Wonderland skit in my head.
By the way, 2026 release scheduled for July. July
Mhm.
1st, which is going to be your 4th of July weekend movie, is
Okay.
Minions and Monsters.
Oh, that's what they're going.
Oh,
That's
Okay.
going to
that's
be massive.
oh
Moana
wow.
live action and Monsters and Minions.
Yeah,
Evan
Moana
Steak.
is a week later, or is 10 days later on July 10th. But I think that I think Minions and Monsters is going to have such big legs that it might eat into Moana a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually a surprising matchup there.
Yeah, it is.
And then a week later is Nolan's The Odyssey.
For some reason, I thought you meant Nolan Thunder,
I was
and
just about to say, I was just about to specify not Nolan Thunder.
I would watch an hour and a half episode of Lost in the Files. I'd be there opening night.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys, let's move on to our next story here because we have got another big one. And, well, it is about the biggest streaming asset that Disney has, which is a property that they don't even own. So let's move on.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park!
It is this generation's Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, or an attempt by the Walt Disney Company to attach something it does own to something that it doesn't and hope that the rising tide raises all ships. Mickey Mouse and Bluey are officially crossing over, and we're going to talk about it today on That Park Place. Guys, this is happening on Disney Plus. We are seeing a crossover between Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, which is a show that people like to pretend that little kids watch, and Bluey, a show that little kids actually do watch.
Yeah,
You're not lying.
I can testify that Marvin is correct on both counts there.
I can as well.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse is forgettable trash, and Bluey is culturally relevant and actually tells deep stories in a preschool format. I'm shocked at how deep some of that stuff gets.
I hear you on that one, Jonas. I'm like, I look at my husband. I'm like, did you catch that? He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's in Bluey.
Yeah.
It's actually really funny though. It's perfect the way they do it. It's so perfect. It's so clean. It's just.
Yeah. They sanitized Mickey Mouse, who was an actual character, and turned him into hey, do you want to come inside my clubhouse? I have had two children that without the concept of irony being in their hearts would just have no whenever he would ask that. Bluey, however, is a story about a family and multi-generational value of family. And I mean, I don't want to be one of those adults who just gushes about Bluey, but it's remarkable how much they talk about life and moments in life and parenthood,
real stuff.
And the there's an episode where they're at the lake with the grandfather who has heartworms. The end of that episode is, I'm just going to say the word, it's beautiful. There is nothing like that attached to Mickey Mouse.
Are you talking about the one with the mom saying goodbye to the dad because he's like getting older and they go on that little boat? That was a cute episode. I don't know if you saw that one. Yeah.
And she said, the mom ends up sitting down at the dock with the grandfather. And she says, this was so long ago. And he says, no, it was yesterday. And I'm almost tearing up thinking about this. It's a great show.
It's a great show.
Or there's an episode with almost no words whatsoever that is all about Bingo learning to sleep in her own bed. And there's this, they have this score on it, which I've talked about on the Pro Show recently, that is done to Gustav Holst's Jupiter, which is one of the most beautiful scores that has ever been recorded or composed. And again, just great moments, and it's a preschool show. So this sitting next to, hey, let's do the hot dog dance. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's act like that's the same thing.
Mediocre next to magnificent, basically.
Poor Marvin. Marvin was going somewhere before we took over.
I have nothing to add to this because I'm like, you guys being able to wax about this show is great because you have children. Whereas I have no kids yet, so I should not be watching Bluey, and adults that do are weird. So I have had childless adults say to me, you have to watch Bluey, and I'm like, no, I don't. I kind
of get it. So let's pivot slightly to talk about the facts of this. Bluey was something that Disney acquired the streaming rights and not the merchandising rights to in 2019. Dana Walden passed on getting the theme park and merchandising rights to Bluey. This is one of the biggest mistakes that they have ever made. It's also understandable. Why did they do this? Because they were focusing, and this is not our reporting, this is Bloomberg's reporting, so take it up with Bloomberg if anybody disagrees with this. They said they were going to be focusing on their own IP. This is all at the same time that Disney Plus was drawing more of a family focus on what kids were watching on streaming. Just like parents were becoming aware of what's being taught in schools in 2019 and 2020, parents were now suddenly very aware of what their kids were watching because it was right there on the main screen. Bluey becomes a cultural phenomenon. And again, according to Bloomberg, accounted for 1/3 of all streaming on Disney Plus. This is a show that is aimed at preschoolers. It was the largest show in the world on some months, according to Nielsen. So this is a huge show, and Mickey is a corporate trademark that they're trying to do business off of at this point. This is something that Disney lucked into, and they need to hold on to it for dear life.
Well, Jonas, you're telling me that Dana Walden made a hard pass on this, and how long ago was that? And now she sits where John Lasseter sat? Is that what you're telling me?
Exactly. 7 years ago,
great.
they said no. Thankfully, the Ludo Studios people have said Disney I guess they could say something about an episode, but not really. So Disney literally
they're crossing
has
over
to do
now
with
with Mickey Mouse. I mean, they're doing these shorts. This is a Bluey thing that Disney will have direct creative control over.
And that'll be the moment that they actually have gay stuff in Bluey.
Yeah,
I cannot even. They can't ruin Bluey. My gosh.
Well, speaking of Bluey, guys, we did just see Bluey debut in Disneyland this week, and let's take a look at some of these crowds because I just want to make sure the screen switch.
I can't wait to see all the joyous children.
Yeah, right. I'm so glad we're covering this, Marvin.
This is out of nowhere. It went from we are done for the day with capacity to queue opened and no line control, just shove in for Bluey's best day ever. And look at all of those people.
All adults.
Oh, there is a kid there, I think.
There's some kids. Yeah, there's a lot of weirdo adults there.
More adults than children.
Yeah.
They can't all be theme park reporters.
You guys say, I gotta say, I was not expecting this kind of turnout for the Bluey show at Fantasyland Theater in Disneyland. Take a look at that. That is a lot of adults.
It makes it sound like whoever posted that was a fresh bake. I guess not a parent of a preschooler.
Well, I don't think anyone in this line is a parent of a preschooler.
Yeah. So this is huge for Disneyland, and I think the what this really says is Disney has actually lost touch with the child audience at this point. They have adult properties that they're trying to make into preschool stuff. Like they're doing an Iron Man preschool show right now. I'm like, oh yeah, let's get the drunk. Let's turn the drunk into a preschool character. That's fantastic.
Here's the terrible thing here, Jonas, is that they've done this thing for preschoolers. And how many preschoolers are not going to be able to get anywhere near it because all these adults are trying to get in there?
Yeah.
This is a bigger crowd than when the Villains show debuted.
Yep.
Way bigger crowd.
Well, just this is something that is currently culturally relevant, whereas Villains is a Disney brand. And that's fine. And you know, I like Nightmare Before Christmas as much as the next person, but Bluey is possibly the biggest show on the planet. It's not currently in production. They're working on the movie right now, which good on Disney for getting the distribution rights to that. But this is huge, and Disney got lucky. So they needed to show up with the checkbook. I had a long stream a long thread on Twitter a while back trying to make it clear to some of the producers at Ludo Studios, like, you do understand the entirety of Disney Plus is being propped up by your property. This thing that they have put $100 billion into trying to make it work. They are leaning so hard into Bluey on there that if BBC Studios on their behalf is not negotiating a $10 billion contract, they're not seriously $10 billion, but a huge, like something with 12 figures on it to keep Bluey on that platform, then they're doing a disservice to Ludo Studios.
I agree.
Yeah.
They should. Ludo Studios should have all of the advantages in any kind of negotiation because they could eat right now. If Disney was like, no, we want this, this, and this, they can go to Universal, they could go to Warner Brothers, they can go to Paramount, they can go to any other streaming service, and like David Ellison would throw the bank at them.
Do you want Oracle?
Take all the money. I'm not familiar with this auditorium. How many people can be seated? Because I heard it was a nightmare that like
This is the
there was not
Fantasyland
enough.
Theater, is it?
Okay.
I think
Well,
we have someone who can comment on that, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what? I think we just might, Jonas. It's Culture Casino.
Perfect timing, Culture.
Oh, wow. You know what? This is actually a substantial area. At one point in time, this hosted, this is the Fantasyland Theater. It hosted the nightly video dance party that they had in the summer. I cannot remember for the life of me what the name of that
Videopolis?
was. Videopolis. Thank you, Jonas. And I did participate many times, in my Quicksilver gear in the dance party. So it was a lot of fun in the 80s and 90s, but
What a time to be alive.
it does host, but it has if they haven't changed the footprint, which I'm not sure they did significantly when they were remodeling for Star Wars Land, Black Rock Spire, whatever it is called now. Then if they didn't change the footprint, this is a pretty decent sized space with a decent sized stage and screen.
And it can hold a lot of adults now.
It really can.
Okay.
It really can. It was a flat surface, and then to add seating, they pull out portable chairs and such.
But now, guys, what does this tell us about what it's going to be like? Because once again, let's take a look at the lines to get into this thing. What are the lines now going to be like for that train to get to Rafiki's planet?
Right. Because this is the only thing that's going into Disney's Animal Kingdom until Tropical Americas opens back up.
Can you imagine that waiting to board the train?
That little train is not gonna. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can't. Holy cow!
And then getting off the train after you've waited in that to stand in that.
It's going to be a nightmare.
Back probably the entire way from the Planet Watch all the way to the train station.
And it's summer in Florida too, so it's good unless they have covering for you to like shaded areas. Holy cow!
I think I think this is going to smell like a convention floor on Sunday.
Yeah, it very well might. It very well might, guys. So Bluey is popular. Disney has learned that, both in terms of streaming and now in theme parks. We have seen it bring Disneyland to a screeching halt. What now will we see when Bluey comes to Walt Disney World this summer? All right, back to the audience, guys. I don't have any super chats that have come in during the last story, but we do have this one. Aubrey Crown says, I like when MegaCon is at the North-South Concourse. I don't like the West one at all. I just wanted to point this one out because I agree with it. The North-South Concourse is larger and more centrally located and has more parking. That was taken up by a pet expo this week. So MegaCon was in the West Concourse, which is where it was 2 years ago. And it was kind of a disaster getting over there. It was a long, long walk. So
that particular concourse you guys are talking about has more shade too. So when you exit the building to get away from the mass of humanity, you have lots of shady places to be.
Yep. They did not do that this year, Culture. They were on the West Concourse, and I forgot to tell Pro and Lauren that it was on the West Concourse. So they tried to go into the North Concourse, and it was like, there's no convention here.
Yes. And look, I still had plenty of FOMO though. You're not making me.
Yep.
Well, we had fear of missing out on both you and Jonas because there were many people throughout the weekend that were like, I wish Jonas and Culture were here.
Yeah. Well, Clifflix is like I just want to get a hug from that guy.
Oh my gosh, Clifflix is great. We got to meet Clifflix, and then I saw Clifflix multiple times because he came to our table when I was with Lauren, and then he was filming the Geeks and Gamers panel, and then he was at the Geeks and Gamers meetup.
Yeah.
So it was great to see Cliff Licks.
Well, I think I'm going to plan a That Park Place convention of some kind. It will rival all of the other conventions. We're going to have all the celebrities, and it's only going to be the good ones, not any of the dumb ones.
Like
all of them, and all of them are going to shake my hand for free.
Shake your hand for free.
Oh, Seabrew checking in for $2 says, hail to all I met at MegaCon. It was epic. Seabrew, it was great meeting you this weekend, man.
Aw.
Oh, you got to meet him?
I got to meet Seabrew.
Oh, that's great.
I can't believe how many people.
Pretty sure I did.
What a big turnout.
I remember meeting someone who said they were Seabrew.
I'm gonna just say I can't tell you how great it was to see people so grateful and thankful that they were able to see the people that they've been watching.
Yep.
I mean, again, that created more FOMO while I was doing stuff that needed to be done. But yeah,
it's amazing that you can meet people that you are so fond of and give them a hug without getting in trouble, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, you
caught
don't
my
get
joke,
lacered.
Jonas.
Yeah, you don't get
exactly,
lacered.
exactly. That's what it's all
Jonas,
about.
you've got to get going though, right?
Yep, that's true. I gotta get. I've been traveling while everyone else has been at MegaCon, and this is my first day back in the studio. And there's a lot of things that got to get done. There's some interesting stuff going on the back end. You guys have to be checking out thatparkplace.com and geeksandgamers.com every single day. So, catch you later, Bill and Ted and MJ and Marv and Culture.
See
Jonas
you,
is the best. I love that guy.
All right, guys. So we've got some more stories to get to. So
I gotta fix this. I gotta put the lady up there. There we go.
Okay.
I'm hanging with the guys. It's fine.
We have got a lot more to get to today, Culture. So
I'm here.
Let's get back to it.
There we go. One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Wolf.
You enjoy it.
We will.
Is the federal government attacking Disney? Are they targeting Disney? A new article by Wired claims that the FCC enforcement chief offered to help FCC chair Brendan Carr target Disney after the Jimmy Kimmel suspension fiasco. So is this an issue of the federal government overstepping its bounds, or is this just government officials actually doing their jobs? Let's talk about it today on That Park Place. Culture, I'm glad that you are here for this one, my friend, because this one's kind of ridiculous. Let's take a look at this article from Wired, because they are saying last year an FCC chair, Brendan Carr, threatened ABC over Jimmy Kimmel monologue. A civil servant overseeing West Coast stations privately pledged support, according to emails obtained by Wired. A senior Federal Communications Commission official overseeing ABC-owned California stations privately offered to assist FCC Chairman Brendan Carr's campaign last year against the Walt Disney Company and Jimmy Kimmel Live, according to internal emails. On September 17th, Carr threatened Disney with regulatory action regarding the Jimmy Kimmel monologue about the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Let's put that in more perspective here, folks. Jimmy Kimmel violated FCC law against spreading misinformation on public airwaves and was penalized for it. When affiliates pulled their stations off of pulled him off of their stations on Disney. So Disney had no choice but to actually suspend him for a full 5 days, and everyone lost their minds about it. Major affiliate stations dropped the broadcast. ABC temporarily suspended the show. Later that day, Lark Hadley, the FCC West Coast Enforcement Director, emailed Carr and FCC Chief of Staff Scott Delacour. The email obtained via the Freedom of Information Act was titled Personal Note of Support, read Charlie Kirk, ABC Disney issue. Quoted Carr's remarks from an interview with conservative podcaster Benny Johnson, where Carr said, "This is a very, very, very serious issue right now for Disney. We can do this the easy way or the hard way." Noting that he had been a broadcaster himself, Hadley wrote that the absolute lack of accountability has always confused and sickened me, telling Carr and Delacour, "Please do not let up and let me know if I can help in any way." Now, they say here on Wired, it is highly irregular for a career civil servant and enforcement chief to express support for a politically motivated pressure campaign. There is the problem here, because this was not a politically motivated pressure campaign. This sounds to me, Culture, like it was a person who is an FCC West Coast enforcement director sounding off on FCC West Coast enforcement of directives, because it is against the law to spread misinformation on public airwaves. And that's what Jimmy Kimmel did.
Yeah, I think even further highlighted in those emails that they selectively edited into this particular story is the fact that this is just an accountability that has been absent from that kind of enforcement in the West Coast specifically for a long period of time. So I think obviously there was going to be a note of some sentiment behind that, but again, the lack of accountability I think is what he was reacting to for the very reasons that you illustrated in your presentation. There are laws in place, especially when it comes to newsworthy items, that you have to report them either clearly in satire or parody, or you have to report them accurately. And that's been lacking in this space for a long period of time, whether it be The View or, of course, this stupid show.
So, Culture, it was shocking and sickening when Jimmy Kimmel went on his show and claimed that the alleged assassin of Charlie Kirk was a Trump supporter or was MAGA or whatever it is you want to say about him. It was a downright lie. And he knew it was a lie. Megyn Kelly believes Megyn Kelly believes it was disinformation, not misinformation. If there are people that are actually fact checking the things that go into Kimmel's monologues, then you've got to think that they knew that this was going to be that this guy was not. People had already dissected everything about him, things his own mother had said,
and his wife.
Yeah, exactly. This was wildly inappropriate of Jimmy Kimmel to do. It was a violation of FCC law, you would have to think. So it doesn't seem to me like anyone here did anything wrong. Also, I might add, the FCC brought no action against Disney.
No, Disney brought the action to the doorstep of Jimmy Kimmel. So did they shame Disney into doing the right thing, or did Disney see the handwriting on the wall, or did the affiliates pulling out cause Disney to take action? There's a lot of things going on. And here's the thing. Whereas we have transparency under the Freedom of Information Act, where you can ask for these particular documents, Disney's not going to open up their books unless sued and pursued into discovery for us to find out what the internal communications were that were going on inside of Disney about this particular issue. So, let's put to bed the one-sidedness of it all.
Absolutely. MJ, I mean, am I wrong here? Am I like grasping at straws here saying that this just sounds like a government official doing his job?
No, you're not wrong. I have been trying to get more information on the story, but you're not wrong at all for bringing light to the situation. I mean, this is a person, he's got a really popular show for the most part. He's like in the public eye is what I'm saying. So he really needs to watch what he's saying. People are watching and listening to everything he does, every move he makes. So this is just this is wild, and I completely agree with you and Culture on this one. I just have to dive a little bit deeper into the story to give my take on it. I don't want to say the wrong thing. I really want to give my honest opinion, but this guy, not too good. That's just not too much of a good look for him. So
well, and look, I mean, the article takes a little bit of license in assuming the perspective of this particular chief, officer, and also it says that this action or this statement is removes the idea of impartiality, which is complete garbage. Whoever wrote this article for Wired is driven by, something beyond, journalistic integrity, I will say.
Right.
that's the problem nowadays. The journalistic integrity, that's huge, Culture, because it's almost like journalism is either fading into what it's supposed to be like, it's intended for. You're just supposed to be reporting on facts, and these journalists nowadays are taking facts and turning them into their own political statements. It's just not, journalism is just not what it was. And this is coming from a person that had a grandparent that was a journalist. So it's quite saddening to see that.
So there is an FCC law called broadcast hoaxes, and it makes it illegal for TV radio broadcasters to air false information about a crime or catastrophe if the following conditions are met. The broadcaster knows the information is false, and it is foreseeable the broadcast will cause substantial public harm or actually causes substantial public harm. I would say that everything that Kimmel said falls under that.
Could be.
I think so. I definitely think so. It's just like the rhetoric around Jimmy Kimmel's suspension has been frustrating since it happened, because everyone has just accepted it as fact that the Trump administration did this and it was illegal and they were trying to silence free speech. No, he lied on the air.
Right.
And he faced the consequences for it. He broke the rules. And it wasn't the Trump administration that did it, because if it was the Trump administration that did it, he wouldn't have been back in 5 days.
Right. That's facts.
Like, look, there are things you can get on the Trump administration for. Handling of the files, absolutely. There's a whole lot of things that you can take this administration to task for. This is not one of them. They had nothing to do with it.
Culture's quiet. I assumed
you were going to be like vociferous about that. You were going to be like,
yeah, this is right up his alley. I don't know if he can hear us. Oh,
I look, I'm being thoughtful about how I pursue anything about this story. I'll just say it this way. I think that the $20 million a year they lose on the Kimmel show can't end soon enough. Just like with Colbert, who's going to be saying goodbye to us at the beginning of the summer. And look, both of these corporations are going to lose, a functional mouthpiece for an ideology that's slowly dying, not just here in the United States, but across the globe, if you paid attention to the French elections yesterday. And of course, all the actions happening in Italy and many other nations, including Poland and other locations around the globe. So as you start to see, these changes coming to what used to be the ever popular super left, you start to realize that being exposed for limited mindsets and strict adherence to almost a religious kind of a position on almost every issue, which if you don't hold, you are dismissed from. I think that may be coming to an end. So I think that'll be better for everybody, whether or not you agree with the opinions of one Jimmy Kimmel. I think the idea that he's not being held up as some kind of journalistic standard is a gain for everybody. Just like I think people need to start to, recognize that The View, despite being required as a news program to tell you nothing but the truth, also doesn't get in trouble like they should, according to the way this chief presented their statement in an email. Again, this is a picked apart statement or series of emails by, this particular writer telling you one side of a story we'll never have the other side of. That's what disgusts me about this. Well, and again, an investigative reporter might have been able to pursue someone at Disney and be willing to cough up the exchange. I doubt it. But if they were, that investigative reporter would be on the hook for verifying its authenticity and protecting their source at the same time. It's too much work to be a journalist these days, and these people at Wired clearly aren't up to work.
Agreed.
100%.
Ken Reinhardt in the chat just said the FCC chair did shoot his mouth up too much. I agree with that. I agree with that.
Right. You're right.
I don't think Brendan Carr needed to be going out there and making these statements. I don't think the president needed to be going on Truth Social and cheering this on, because it just invites the narrative that they had something to do with it when they didn't. I don't know.
It was very it can confuse the reader if they don't know any better. It's just, very confusing, and the facts should be laid out so people can understand what really happened. He spoke, he said things he should not have said, and he was shut down and then put back on air. And it, like Marvin said, it had nothing to do with the current administration. So,
yep.
Yeah. Truth be told.
Truth be told, just not on Jimmy Kimmel Live. All right, a couple super chats before we get into our last story of the day, because guys, there's some breaking news that I have to get over to cover very, very quickly. So, Sebrew says we talked at the booth and at Universal. Yes, we did. I do remember Sebrew. Thank you very much. Hold on 1 second here, guys. I have to send. Like I said, there was some breaking news, so I have to send. Can 1 sec. Talk amongst yourselves.
No, okay. By the way, I just want to say the quality of work that we're finding on G&G these days and on the That Park Place websites. If you guys are not checking out that website on the regular, you are missing out on half of the story. If you really want to know what's going on the inside, the VIP is valuable for what little it costs you. I want to say a big shout out and thank you for Scraps the Barbarian. Welcome them to Tipcot. That's extraordinary.
Yes,
and
thank you very much, Scraps the Barbarian.
We have more supers though. We need to jump on. So.
We do. Packing Protons for $2 says Marvin will see all of Bluey before the year ends.
That's probably
if
true.
If you show up on my channel and give $500, then yes, I will see all of Bluey. But
it doesn't take that long. They're like 8 minutes long.
If you do it on my channel, if you do it on anything other than my channel, it's not happening. Scraps the Barbarian also for $4.99 says, and this is the exact reason why the legacy media is dying, because we all get to interact. I would come to That Park Place convention. I mean, it'd be a lot of fun. I tell you, we're not ready to announce anything yet, but there will be a rather large opportunity to meet a bunch of us coming up sometime soon. So,
yay. That's exciting.
You know, I don't know how much of a secret that we're not keeping a very good secret. So.
Probably not. First Dragon Queen for $2 is extra hug for Marvin. I will take that extra hug. That is very much needed.
And Ewan Kimmy wants to know if you're going to be doing a live tonight.
I don't know yet.
There you go.
So
you're probably tired.
Protons for 5 says, when are we getting a culture face reveal? That's got to be AI.
Oh, you know what? We got to shout out Culture. He made a really cool video. You guys got to go to his channel. And it was like what was it? Like about 18 minutes long, Culture. You were covering
Talk about that for a second, guys. I have to
MegaCon.
Go. I think I did an extra long talk about MegaCon and all the FOMO I had, and it's great to see a community interacting and all the incredible events that happened. What was interesting is, despite anybody's best efforts, the celebrity area was not as on fire as the booth that was the Rippaverse and all of the creators that were just showing up there, including obviously Marv and Lorne, who had their appearance time. You had, of course, a super secret superstar that showed up, even though he was being promoted. I didn't realize it, but Zachary Levi was a special guest at the Rippaverse, and he spent time. He could have been promoting his new studio, which I talk about a little bit in the video. He's building a studio to make more things, and it just seems like creators literally took over the con this year, and it really resonates, including the meetup. I don't think people really understand how big the G&G meetup was in actual numbers, because it exceeded.
They actually had to move locations because it was so big. Yeah. That's awesome.
We had to move locations. We had to go over to the Red Coconut, and we were. Let me put it this way. We were in Universal on Friday night, Universal Parks, because there was a MegaCon after party. So people that went to MegaCon were able to buy a ticket to go to the special after party for both parks. I'm telling you guys, the entire park was full of Geeks and Gamers shirts, IDOT shirts, Rippaverse shirts. It was everywhere.
Are you wearing one right now? Can we see it really quick?
I am wearing
yeah, I see, yeah. Okay.
Is that an IDOT?
That is really something. Look at that.
That is the official Geeks and Gamers
mascot.
MegaCon nice. Orlando meetup shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So got that from Rip Ascend.
But yeah, Culture, your video was great. For anyone who missed it, you could watch Culture's video and be filled right in with all the details.
Well, look, and I had a lot to work from. And what's great is we are the center of a nerd culture or of something that's happening, whether it be on theme parks or pop culture or whatever, because you have other outlets covering what we do. And that included Cosmic Book News, which I wanted to say a huge shout out and thank you to Matt McGloin for covering the events, and which I think he was there. Did you get a chance to meet Matt, Mark?
I did not. No, I did not.
So yeah, Matt was on the ground, I think, and maybe some other folks that we don't even realize. The news is being covered, and G&G is moving the line on the pop culture side, and we at That Park Place and WDW Pro are moving the line on the other side. And we can't do that without you. You guys are a huge influence. Your super chats, everything you do to help support the efforts to expand, hire more people, do more things.
Yeah. What a time to be alive, folks, and be a part of this community.
And get real journalism. Thank you, Marv.
Yes, real journalism with facts.
We're trying. You know what? I heard from a lot of people this weekend at MegaCon about just how much they appreciate the reporting that goes on at both That Park Place and geeksandgamers.com. So, yeah.
It's amazing. Oh, and by the way, Packing Protons, I am real. Clifflix, Marv.
He is. I've met him in person. It's, he's real.
I am as furry as you imagine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hairy, whatever you want to call it.
Well, we both have a lot of hair. I always keep mine up in a hat. I should have put a hat on when they showed the Moana trailer, because me and Maui are twinning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really bad.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, you got to check out the trailer. We were rioting about that.
It's
pretty bad.
Mondays, I'm going to arrive late, unfortunately. So,
how do you feel about the Moana live action? Are you going to wait for streaming, or are you going to go see it in theaters?
Man,
guys, Jonas is back.
Oh, Jonas is back.
Hello.
Wait, no, we changed the song. Castle
That's
is
right.
back. The castle is back. We got to bring it back. The castle
Jonas,
is back.
are you here to give me a hand?
I am here to lend a hand. I'll be your Huckleberry.
Thank you, my friend. I'm going to bow out, guys. Thank you very much for hanging with me. Jonas is going to take over for the final story of the show. I have to go cover some breaking news.
Go get it.
All right. See you. Just wanted to tell you all the McRib is back.
Boo.
How about those Happy Meals with the Super Mario toys? Yes.
Yeah. Whenever I come in and plan a news story, I have to imagine it's a bit of an eye roll from the audience. Sometimes there's a lot of McDonald's. It's the ex-girlfriend there. I should probably get away from it. Marvin appears to be frozen on screen. His journey has been paused.
I got rid of him.
Yeah, give me just 1 second. I'm actually getting to our last story of the day.
Can we grab the last super chat we got?
Sure. 1 second. It's from Chief William Schweikert for $2. Mention of the death of Chuck Norris at MegaCon. Yeah. So here's the thing, and we usually don't go into the culture war in this way on this channel, but Variety had an absolutely disgusting take on Chuck Norris.
A writer at Variety. Let's be clear.
Oh, it's true. That's true. A writer at Variety said that Chuck Norris will be overshadowed for his political takes. Rob Reiner, obviously, it was a very different situation. When Rob Reiner passed, there was barely a mention of politics, despite Rob Reiner's public presence being mostly politics for the last 5 to 10 years of his life. But Chuck Norris was quietly a MAGA guy, so they're saying that that was the most important thing about him. I gotta say that is a very, very communist take right there. So
neo-Marxism, but yeah.
Yep. I'm getting here it is. Finally, I have this story that we want to talk about. We do appreciate the folks over there at Disney Tourist Blog, but we want to use this as the jumping off point for our conversation today. Why you should skip Epic Universe is the article from Tom Bricker, which I'm just going to say, man, I couldn't disagree with you more. This is a take that I just can't dig. Tom Bricker, I appreciate your taste. I appreciate your dedication to the cause of covering Disney. But, man, I got to disagree with you here. Epic Universe. Have you been, MJ? Have you been, Culture?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I have been living vicariously through you all.
Oh, yeah, man. Same here. But I've gotten so much feedback and I've seen so many POVs. I kind of know what to expect, but there's so many pros and cons with this park because she is still brand new. It's like an infant that's growing.
That's very true.
It will be completed. A 1-year anniversary is just coming up in shy of 2 months.
Yeah,
and
that's
there's
true.
a lot of like expectations, and they've put this park on a pedestal because it's a universal park, right?
Right.
But there's just so much to go. People have to understand that there's still things happening. I feel like they rushed it. I feel like they opened it too soon, but it's a beautiful park with a lot to offer, and I think people should check it out.
You know, it's a funny thing on this channel. Every now and then, I do turn on the camera once in a while, and the thing I've got covering my face is a oh no, it's not there. It's not there. Is an Epic Universe opening coin from May 22nd of 2025.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
It's really great that they finally have a new park there. I think you are right. This is an infant park, and there was a mention of it being a soft opening before the grand opening on May 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's still in a soft opening, so they do have some operational issues here, but we haven't had anything like this in the area for almost 3 decades.
That's
so
correct.
Islands of Adventure was the last park worth talking about in the Orlando area as far as the big two are concerned. And Islands of Adventure, it was a great park when it came out. Physical plant there was fantastic. Disney had them on customer service, and now unfortunately Disney has declined and Universal has gone up. And so I would say Islands of Adventure outclasses a lot of Disney parks right now. So that's even before you get to Epic. Go ahead, Culture.
I have to ask you a question. You're a theme parks guy. You and I we're parks guys. We don't have to ride every attraction. We walk around. We enjoy the park part of it. And so my day ultimately isn't governed by the number of attractions, but that's how I measure theme parks, how engaging they are, what types of engagement they're offering all at the same time, whether or not there's things at multiple eye levels, things like that. I often talk in those terms. So I also will say this: Epic Universe opened with 11 attractions. How many attractions does Animal Kingdom and the Hollywood Park have right now?
It's like 6 right now. It's almost nothing, isn't it? They're counting meet and greets as attractions, and I'm sorry, I don't count meet and greets unless it is Toothless, which is an animatronic puppeteered by a person. I mean, what's funny is I start coming up with rules, and I'm like, well, no, that doesn't really count, because that Toothless meet and greet is in a great land like Isle of Burke. It is still one of the pinnacles of that land.
So because there isn't actually a theme, a cohesive theme, I would say, to the Hollywood Studios Park, whereas Epic Universe is built on themes and the park itself is an attraction. I'm sorry, the center of that park is phenomenal. I cannot wait to see it in person.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I've been relegated to video for voyeurism to rebuild enthusiasm that I lose.
Right. Celestial Park is and without describing, Celestial Park is like a modern, almost Mediterranean take on Victorian era mechanology. Mm-hmm. It is almost steampunk. Like it's steampunk without the punk part of it. It's the George Méliès movies of the early 30s, late 1920s. The silent film era. The Pizza Moon restaurant is based around all of that, but they don't need to go in and say this is the thing that we're basing it off of. Here's the film IP that we're basing it off of, because I don't think anyone technically owns the work of George Méliès because of the way that copyright law has worked in the United States. But it's still this amazing centerpiece. It's this amazing thoroughfare. It's the first theme park land we've had in a while that's not directly themed to an existing movie. It's kind of themed to Hugo in a way, but it's not really Hugo either.
I think it harkens back to the visuals and architecture of H.G. Wells as well.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just me.
I still think that they need to have They still need to have like a Captain Cacao meet and greet. There's so much still left for Celestial Park that we can't even get into right now. I mean,
I don't mean to use the same bit twice in a row, but if I had my camera on, I have a Captain Cacao in my my back set here.
He's beloved by many, and they should have a meet and greet with him, and maybe some other things. I don't know.
Look, I hate, and again, I hate to use the comparison of attractions because I'm the park guy,
right?
But I'm sorry, it's a yardstick. It's the same reason I use numbers to measure film success. You know, this is how I have comparatives, and Disney doesn't compare at least 2 of their parks right now. And look, I know Epcot is a park for a parks guy like me and probably you, Jonas. But at the same time, they're limited attractions compared to their overall volume of space available and opportunity to present attractions based on everything around it. It's very light in comparison to other places.
It's feel only. And right now, if you go to any of those parks, any of the lands in Epic Universe, you've got something to do. Celestial Park is probably the weakest as far as little nooks and crannies for you to explore because it's meant as a main thoroughfare. But if you go into Isle of Berk, it's a great park it's a great area for kids. There's lots to do for kids there. The kinetics of that land are fantastic with Hiccup swing gliders going through the land. Of course, the kinetics of having fountains in the middle of Celestial Park. The Dark Universe is maybe the best themed land in Orlando right now.
It was just genius to have Celestial Park as your centerpiece, and then the portals. So you're walking through the portal, and it's taking you into another universe. So you're supposed to feel immersed, and you're not in. You're no longer in Celestial Park. You're in that portal. Now you belong to that universe. I thought that was genius of them to do that. And more theme parks should really learn from what Universal is doing, because they are keeping you immersed in that specific portal. And I think it's just fabulous from the POVs that I saw, because I haven't been yet, but breathtaking, I'm sure.
And not to continue the pivot, but if we look at Harry Potter, Wizarding World of Harry Potter, the Ministry of Magic, a breathtakingly long title for a theme park land there, because it's actually Wizarding Paris. Café de Sirène is great. Cosme Acajor's Baguettes Magiques, that's their word for wand, hilarious. Burabur. It is an excellent next step in what they're calling the trilogy of Harry Potter lands. But it's also just a fantastic land. And there are things, again, nooks and crannies, and they're already expanding this area. So
yes,
Diagon Alley probably is not going to be topped as far as, if you could walk into the cantina, the actual cantina in Star Wars, if you could actually walk into the Rebel base, I don't think it would match the moment of walking into Diagon Alley. You are doing the Harry Potter experience. You're amazing. Actually sharing a moment there. But then you get to Wizarding Paris, and you have more of the same. And what is that same? It's an excellent experience. I can't speak highly enough about the was it Cassandra Trelawney experience, where it's a portrait that is interacting with the guests and teaching them magic spells with Sir Cadogan and whatever. What's the
name of that restaurant over there, Jonas? It's like hidden, like you said,
is
a lot of nooks.
Goblet Noir.
Yeah, so it's dark. So if you're looking for something more on the dark side, like, it's giving like what, Slytherin house kind of, or maybe even like a Death Eater type of vibe. And I love how they give you a little bit of everything, because the other one, De La Serene, is more like happy and full of light and love, and this one's kind of like dark, which I think is great that they were able to have 2 different quick service meal restaurants to do that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And to wrap up just this part of talking about how amazing Epic Universe is, Super Nintendo World is the land itself is the attraction for Super Nintendo World, to the point where like Mario Kart or Bowser's Challenge, Mario Kart, whatever the arrangement of words is for for that title. I don't care about that ride. If I never ride it again, that'd be fine.
I think I could even just go and be there and hang out all day and not even do a ride and be happy.
Exactly. And that's before Donkey Kong Country, and Donkey Kong Country is great. I haven't done Minecart Madness yet because unfortunately a lot of rides do shut down at Epic Universe when it rains. That's a problem that hopefully they will solve.
Yes.
But man, this is from a theme park experience, from a theme park fan perspective. I don't think there's anything like Epic Universe right now. There's really nothing that has the themed integrity that is in Epic Universe. Maybe Islands of Adventure could be right after it, but after that, I mean, honestly, Magic Kingdom will always have a special place, but everything else is just corrupted.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And the only reason why I really feel like the only thing that's really holding the Magic Kingdom still being the most visited theme park in the world is the reputation that it had. But I'm scared to see how that's going to fold out in the next 2 decades. I don't think that that's going to be the case in the next 2 decades. By the time my little one's probably like 25, I don't think Magic Kingdom's going to be it anymore. And that's just my opinion.
It's a bold take, but at the same time, I'm not too far off from you right now. The Rivers of America and the destruction there, not Epic
there's
versus...
no body of water there anymore.
Right.
And I don't even know what Villain's Land is going to be, because the concept art, we don't even know what's going to be there with the attractions and all the rumors and all the speculations, but that is going to be probably one of the only theme parks with no water. Sorry, Culture, what were you going to say?
No, I was going to contribute to your thoughts, and you are correct. There were 2 substantial bodies of water in the Magic Kingdom, obviously in Frontierland, and then also in Fantasyland. You had the submarines, the Nautilus submarines that were in that lagoon. And those aided a lot in a park that, couldn't cover every square foot of concrete. And, you do substantial editing to the hub, destroying, a lot of other places to escape the heat from, so that you can save money on fireworks and put projection shows on the castle. So there's a lot of problems that came along with New Fantasyland era, not to mention the fact that you removed attractions to never replace them, which did include the opportunity to go back and fix the Nautilus submarine attraction at the time, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And you replaced it with a Doom buggy style ride in the clamshells of Ariel, which I didn't mind so much, but you got a halfway done restaurant that now has a prefix menu that's less exciting than it was originally. And you replaced the original Snow White's Scary Adventure with a meet and greet for princesses that nobody cares about anymore.
Yeah.
So you're not lying on that one. And I have daughters. You're not lying.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, let's talk about the specific charges laid against here by Tom Bricker. Heat, sun, and shade, or lack thereof.
Right.
I'm not with him on this one. There's more heat related incidents at any Disney park than there is even by per cap.
You can die in the parking lot at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah. So heat, I don't see the issue. Hey, there's Tom having a good old time out in front of Wizarding World.
I like the backpack. Sorry.
Yeah. High prices. Okay, here's the one I'll give him. Fast Pass is way too expensive if you're going 1-to-1. I hate the price of Lightning Lane Premier Pass, but Epic has them beat on the cost. Any given day, it's probably $300 per person per ticket. But also, the park doesn't, other than the people who are there for one visit ever and are not coming back, this one might go to Disney. So,
does it start? Sorry, you said it starts at 300 because I recently purchased some express passes for some friends that went and put the base ticket to the side. It almost came out to like $500 a person. Yeah, it just depends on when you go.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's pretty steep. You're talking about $1,000 for 2 people for one day. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. So go ahead.
No, it's just like if you combine that with a hotel stay, you get the express pass thing for free.
But if you stay at, it has to be one of their like top tier with the express as a package. Like you can't just go to Stella Nova or Terra Luna and get the express because they're not going to give it to you.
The top 2 tier hotels, yeah, I agree with you, but I feel like I'm going to stay more likely at Hard Rock than any other ones because I have almost direct access via walkway straight up to the parks gates.
Yeah. So, I think this is probably the best charge against Epic right now, and this is to the point where they're making veiled references to it on the Comcast earnings call. High wait times despite low attendance. They're working on capacity at the park right now.
Yeah,
this would be the only reason I would say that anyone should stay away is if they know they're going to have more time later than they are right now. Okay, yeah. Don't go during spring break. That's what I would say.
Exactly. Don't
go with the high points. I mean, and look, I mean, they're expanding the train barns for 2 of the coasters to increase their capacity so they can have more trains. There's conversations to be had on, what you can run versus what you do run. And Disney does the polar opposite. They have enormous attendance, and yet they artificially increase the wait times to increase scarcity to a point where they can sell more Lightning Lane.
Yeah, and there was a multi-million-dollar restoration done on Hagrid's where they added in an extra barn so that they could get more throughput into that ride. And supposedly that's what's going on with Stardust Racers. Yeah. I would say it's an interesting timing for that to where we're still kind of raising our eyebrow a little bit on okay.
I just
what
think
exactly
the
are
excuse
you
that
doing
they gave is really sour. So the excuse, if you go to the website, it's down for annual maintenance. You haven't been opened a year yet, and your refurbishment is taking now about 45 days. So now we're talking April 5th is the target point for reopening Stardust. I just think that the excuse that they gave us is not.
Yeah,
it's not.
It's a little quick. It's a little quick for that. Right now. So let's see what else we have. By the way, that looks awesome. I'm going to have to go back and look, but just one of my favorite things is the fact that this looks a lot like the castle from Van Helsing. I think they might have even taken it directly out of Van Helsing. A much really maligned cool. and a movie that I derided as silly at the time. I mean, look at that right there. That is so cool.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, it's just stunning.
So I think the problem for Epic Universe right now is, and to use some of Tom Bricker's own words, it needs to find its footing as far as capacity goes. Look at that, 20 minutes. That's a walk-on.
That is a walk-on. On a good day, on a day where it's like not in season. When I say that, like no spring break, kids are in school for the most part. It's like a hit or miss, guys. It could be a 5-hour wait one day and like a 20-minute wait the next day.
Mm-hmm.
I must ask a question to park goers and somebody who's been in this park. That would be you, Jonas.
Yeah.
Do you ever take to your watch or your phone and set a timer for when you enter a queue?
I do not.
And so I did that one time when it's very light visitorship at Disney, and oftentimes the queue times are so wrong. They're not off by the 5 or 10 minutes that they can be. It's like substantially more. So like the walk time of the queue to get from where it starts to where you enter the attraction can often be a 10-minute walk just in and of itself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that, again, artificially is created scarcity, which includes Spaceship Earth, which I seems there was an issue at today. But look, I'm just saying that you should never have a standby time that exceeds, just a few minutes if you have a Doom buggy. Anything with that style of design, any of that stuff should never have a wait time that's terribly long because the ride never stops.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
With Monsters Unchained or Unleashed. Which one? Monsters Unchained. That is about as close to a dune buggy as you can get while having a modern ride experience. The way that they get people onto it's a rotating platform. It's very similar. I think they can space them out at their own leisure there because of the way that track operates. They can get so much throughput on that ride. They can. It is a people eater when it's functioning. This is something I do want to bring up for Epic, though. You do need to be in relatively good shape if you're going to experience that park as without having to take advantage of the accommodations for the ADA accommodations. The verticality, and by verticality I mean stairs for Super Nintendo World, are significant. First of all, you're going up an escalator, and then you're going downstairs to get to Yoshi's Island. You have to work your way around to get to. If you realize that Mario Kart is what you want to do when you're down there doing the meet and greet with Mario and Luigi, you got to walk up more than 3 flights of stairs to get up to the top. Yoshi's Adventure is not on the same level as everything. So they have you walking up and down for their queues. I mean, even the queue line for Mario Kart and also Ministry of Magic has significant stairways going up and down. Because they've maximized the amount of space minimized the amount of space that they're using here for the attraction. So this is one where I kind of agree with Tom Bricker. You need to be aware of where all the ADA through lanes are, or you need to be prepared to walk up and down stairs all day long.
Yeah, I think I really want to go back to Monsters Unchained. I think they've done a fabulous job getting people off and on that ride. That ride has very, very, very few breakdowns because based off all the coverage I've seen, Monsters Unchained just keeps going, and it has excellent wait times. And Culture's absolutely right. Something like that should not be more than a 25-30 minute wait at the most. It's the same. They've just done amazing with that ride. Sorry.
It's no, you're fine. I was interrupting you, and I was just going to say it's the same thing that I observed. Again, I'm always going to look at like anything that's an Omnimover style, like people mover.
Yeah.
I'm going to always look at them very critically when their ride times exceed 20, 40, 60 minutes, because I'm like, this is impossible. This attraction's throughput based on just the sheer volume is far more. It operates with more efficiency than any other thing. The ride system there is. The only one that's close was, if it's operating properly, is Forbidden Journey when the original Harry Potter ride, where you're on the brooms because of the moving, catwalk,
the Kuka arm type of thing. It should not take long at all. No. I really wonder why the Ministry of Magic has Battle at the Ministry has so much downtime. I don't know if it's glitches with the system or the animatronics, or I don't know.
I can't answer that question because first of all, I haven't been on it, so I haven't been able to observe the operational efficiency. But I will say that with similar styles of attractions, oftentimes load and unload is not being properly managed.
Yeah,
it has to do with a cast issue and
I see.
and training, because they need to understand. Okay, this is the one time I need to slow everything down. This is the one time. You just have to be familiar with what's on the track.
But you know what's the most beautiful part of this park is the queue for the rides. Holy cow. If you're not a ride person, just go in the queue line, because the queue, I've seen the POVs and they're absolutely amazing. I'm happy just going in the queue line and not getting on the attraction. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was good for me. I'm good.
Oh, the queue for Ministry of Magic, even if you're not interested in the ride, which I'm not so interested in the ride anymore. It's an amazing ride. But as a person who sometimes is susceptible to the motion sickness stuff, and that ride takes advantage of your vestibular system in a way that they're putting your perception at its mercy. So that is amazing. The animatronics surprised me that we're on that ride. It's great, but also there's a part of me that's like, man, I gotta really want to do this ride today in order to do.
But the queue line was breathtaking, right? It was amazing.
Yeah, the queue was amazing.
Exactly.
I wish they would remove the stanchions and just let me just walk slowly through that entire area.
Please,
so
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, it is. They should give that option. Like, if you don't want to ride, just go through the queue. We have a special queue for you. But not everyone can ride it.
But the question I would have, of course, is to the audience here. I would love to know, if you've been to Epic Universe, is it worth the hype? Is it something that you would pay to do now at up to $180 a ticket? That's the question that I would have for the audience, because I think to anyone who is enthusiastic about theme parks, you got to try it. but that price tag is already a little high. The amount that I would pay for that as a person who just wants to know about a theme park.
Oh, and culture. So your new Hard Rock would be the Helios, because I think they give the express pass if you stay at that one. It's about the same price as Hard Rock. Am I wrong?
No, exactly, and that would be where I would stay, because it's the kind of experience that I enjoy.
Exactly.
I'm kind of a jerk like that.
Oh, me too. I'm a snob.
But that being said, I personally can't wait to go back through the portals. So
yes.
Oh, we're supposed to play a clip on that one. Oh. I found it eventually.
Schizophrenia. What the heck?
Chef Eddie for $5. Chuck Norris did not die. Life could no longer contain him.
True.
That's a good one. My favorite Chuck Norris joke is Chuck Norris cannot read. He simply stares down books until they give him the information he's looking for. Archer Merchant for $2. Hollywood being forced to acknowledge irrelevancy. Yes, there's a great clip from Ryan Gosling talking about returning from COVID and the long trek from getting from there to here. And he said, it's not your job to show up. It's our job to get you entertained enough to want to come back. I'm like, dude, I couldn't like a guy's vibe any more than I do Ryan Gosling on the way he treats his audience. Like he's doing everything he needs to be doing. Don't get into politics, please.
You say that, but again, I enjoyed Fall Guy, and I thought his was the only good role in Barbie. And it's just, you go back through his various roles, and again, I need to revisit the Gray Man, but there's a lot there's a lot there to like. So I think this is largely correct.
This is the same gentleman from The Notebook, or am I crazy?
Yeah.
Okay, so I like him. I do like him.
Exactly. Archer Merchant for $2. Kimmel and Colbert. Sorry, that was I forgot who gets the accent on that one. Soon kicked out. Let's hope, but at the same time, if they keep doing what they're doing, they're not making an impact on culture, but we are chuckling at them. So
Kimmel loses $20 million a year. I can't say that often enough. I just what are you doing?
Should just go on YouTube.
So here's what Kimmel's big thing is right now. He's got a production company, and that production company is going to get as many deals as possible going while he's still in that sweet spot of not being canceled off of, as in literally canceled, not like culturally canceled. So like Mark Rober and him are doing a big show for Netflix, and imagine my shock that all those Disney associations are also going to the guy who ripped into Elon Musk. Archer Merchant for $2. Epic isn't dealing with mass construction walls. It's very true.
Not yet. They're expanding, so you'll see some walls, but not to the extreme of the other parks.
Well, Epic can contain this better than I think a lot of the other ones. Until they do an update within Celestial Park, I think they can do a pretty good job of keeping everything out of the eye lines. Yeah. Of course, if we started getting into sight lines, yes, you can see the back of some of their lands.
What I do appreciate, though, for example, like in Islands, there's construction taking place, or refurbishment, should I say, and they brought back some really cool photo opportunities and props. Yeah. So they're giving you your bang for your buck. You're still having a good time. And those are for more of like people that want to spend time in the park, not caring so much about rides. But I really do appreciate them bringing back the photo opportunity. And I'm talking about Jurassic World, specifically Jurassic Park area.
Yeah. And there was some really great video out of Universal Studios Hollywood of velociraptors in the park. So
yeah,
cool.
That's for Fan Fest nights. That's a whole nother discussion. It's so cool.
Which they need to bring Fan Fest nights to Universal Studios Florida. They do.
Yes, please. Flying
blind on a rocket cycle for $5. I'm of the opinion that the Dracula in Monsters Unchained is the Van Helsing version. I do like him. I think you're probably right. There's a lot about it that I don't know if they would do Victoria Frankenstein the way that they do in the current version of the attraction. If it was what this originally was intended to be, was a Van Helsing attraction that they kept working on over time. You can get multiple origin stories in there. I'm pretty sure that this started out Van Helsing. There's somebody I can ask about that. I probably will. I think I think that if a Van Helsing movie came out today with that same cast, people would be all over it. But wrong place, wrong time. Packing protons for $2. So what was the breaking news? I don't know if I was here when someone said breaking. Oh, the breaking news. Star Trek Starfleet Academy is officially getting a season 2, which we already knew. They already shot it. And that it's going to end at the end of season 2. That was actually something that if you were at the Geeks and Gamers panel, that Gary from Nerdrotic broke that news before Variety did. Also going to point that out. Yeah. So I think that's a gift to a lot of us in the space who have been, I don't want to say enjoying it, but enjoying ripping it apart, because it is a travesty when you think about what Gene Roddenberry wanted for Star Trek, and then Rick Berman's take on Star Trek and the Next Generation. Starfleet Academy ain't it. It's not good sci-fi. It's not even a good version of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is what they were going for with that tone. It's a truly awful show, but you all get that for free on this theme park show today. All right. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Culture?
Oh, I was just going to say that story's actually up on the G&G site. I'm sure it'll be up on that Park Place in the next few minutes. So.
Oh, he works very, very quickly. Yeah.
Yes, he does. He's got a lot of thoughts on that. And by the way, hey, look, it's Caveat Ties rolling. Hey, good to see you there, buddy. Glad to have you here today. MJ, where are you if people want to follow you online?
Oh, yes. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. I'm here on that Park Place Mondays and Wednesdays at 12. I'm hanging out with these amazing people. There's a few other channels, Vash Sky, kudos to Vash Sky Parkcast, and I'm on X and Instagram. So yeah, I mean, some other stuff's probably coming up in the near future. So we'll see what happens, but you guys know where to find me, and it's been a pleasure being here with you guys today. Thank you.
Glad to have you on. Chasing Walleye says you guys should be required to visit the park before commenting on it in a professional matter. Typo, but I'm not going to get you too hard on that one. It's cool, but it's not end all be all. And I literally had nothing to do for 4 hours when it rained. Well,
that's what I was going to bring up a little bit, but I
to go never to been things, there. Then there are plenty of things to do when it rains. I was there on a day when it rained, and I still had a very full day at that park.
That's good to know. Yeah, because I heard about that. I wasn't sure because again, I haven't been there. So
yeah,
but yeah.
In argument for rain interruptus, I really do understand why they stop test track when it rains, because I got a lot of ouchies from the rain. So I'm just gonna say, I don't blame Disney for shut any outdoor attraction with any kind of force is something to avoid.
I never miss Test Track when they take it down for refurbishment. So culture.
I missed the original Wheels in Motion, whatever it was. Yeah,
yep.
I missed that.
Culture, you have a channel called Culture Casino. You also have a channel called Campione Reacts. You're also on Midnight's Edge in the morning.
I do. Yeah, I was there this morning covering box office, and I also have a garden channel as of today.
Yeah,
you actually do.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't have anything up there yet, but you'll get material. You'll get material.
You have the idea of a garden channel.
The channel's there. We are getting subscribers right now, and I'm happy to build it. Like I said, the first few stories are going to be in short duration, but they will be compounded as we start to develop all the new spaces that I'm going to be forced to work on by the boss. So there's that.
That's right. Well, thank you everybody for being here. If you haven't done it yet, hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section down below. The live chat is on the right and the comment section is down below that on desktop. If you could comment there, we would greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't done it yet, consider subscribing to That Park Place for all of the news that should be fun.